This week on the Big Thunder podcast, Disney is testing a single rider line for one of its premier attractions. But I've got a bad feeling about this.
Plus, Universal has announced 2 scare zones for HHN, one of which would make a certain green ogre very happy.
And to get hyped for the release of Deadpool and Wolverine, we're playing a game about alternate ways Deadpool could have been welcomed into the House of Mouse.
Aw, all that and much, much more. Buckle up.
Hey everybody, it's time to hop aboard the Big Thunder Podcast. Wildest podcast in the wilderness. Yeehaw! And here's your hosts, Beau and Abby.
Was Deadpool not welcomed into the House of Mouse? Or you're saying...
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Welcome to the Big Thunder Podcast, where we round up all the buzz out of Disney and Universal and eventually play a fun but ultimately stupid game. We're your hosts, Beau.
And Abby.
There's time codes listed in the description if you want to bop around, if there's other news stories that are more exciting to you than others, or if you just came from the Deadpool game, check out those time codes.
Or, just feel free to listen to it all.
Or listen to the whole show. That's where all the gems are. All right, so let's get into the roundup.
Okay.
A lot of Halloween Horror Nights news going on this week. Mm-hmm. So first there was 2 scare zones announced.
Remind me what a scare zone is.
So a scare zone it's not a haunted house. It's just an area in the park where you'll find a lot of scare actors. So you know how when
you feel safe coming out, but nowhere is safe.
Yes. So it's
sometimes scarier.
Yes. So yeah, those are the parts of the park that I think you hated those the most.
Highly awful.
Yeah.
Horrified. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what is happening? Why are there people with chainsaws? Why are there people in cages? What? Did something just touch me?
Yeah.
Like the entire time.
Yes. So the first 2 of those were announced. The first one was called Torture Fair. So the description for this: come one, come all to the Renaissance Fair. Brave the glorious, gory medieval torture devices till you're put out of your misery.
Well, it sounded nice for like a second.
So yeah, I think that's, of these 2, I think that's the one I would be most excited for.
The Renaissance Torture Fair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, as we teased, one of these might be a favorite of a certain green ogre. Mm-hmm. That's because one of them is called Swamp of the Undead.
Oh, I literally thought, I was like, how are they going to do? Are they just going to open the DreamWorks land?
That's
and
what
have
I
it
thought.
Be
I thought it was going to be there, but it's not. It's over closer to like Central Park. I think they do have some houses or so they have some stuff in that area, not like actual in the DreamWorks parts, but like there's like buildings over there that they use for houses. So anyways, in the backwaters of Louisiana, you're about to be swamped by zombies born from the bodies of trespassers killed and dumped in the nearby bog. So if you are a fan of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, come over.
Yeah.
Well,
bring the kids.
Yep.
Really.
If they were like, we need more the Louisiana Bayou, bring them over to HHN and check out Swamp of the Undead.
Oh my gosh.
One more piece of Halloween Horror Nights news, and that's the announcement of Nightmare Fuel, the Nocturnal Circus. So this is like a stage show that they have every year.
Okay.
This is the 3rd Nightmare Fuel series. It's like a stunt show, and there's like fire and crazy stuff going on. It's pretty wild.
And it's circus themed?
This year is circus themed. So step right up to a dark circus, a new nightmare that carries with it a sinister curse. It's a thrilling spectacle of pyro and aerialists.
I mean, cool.
It's over at the Fear Factor stage, and is the sequel to last year's, which was called Revenge Dream. So yeah, Halloween Nightmare Fuel.
That's a lot.
It sounds cool to me.
That's a lot of stuff.
I know over in Hollywood they have like where the Waterworld stunt show is. They've been having like a stunt show based on The Purge. If you're familiar with those movies, they haven't announced that again this year, but I would assume they're going to have another Purge themed show. Just a reminder, Halloween Horror Nights 33 will occur from August 30th through November 3rd. August 30th, that is coming up.
That is so soon.
And Mickey's Not So Spooky, Not So Scary Halloween, whichever one it is.
Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, TM.
That's in like 3 weeks?
Yes, it's very soon.
Yeah.
I cannot. How are we here?
Yeah, the year's going fast.
We're going to go backpack shopping after this for our eldest.
Back to school shopping?
Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah. HHN will feature 10 haunted houses, 5 scare zones, live entertainment, and feature the top names in horror entertainment.
It's a lot of stuff for people who love a scare.
Yeah. It's get your money's worth there.
You really are. Horror Nights.
A couple of things are closing temporarily over at Universal, though. A lot of the Islands of Adventure water attractions have announced closures. These are all coming up in the future. Most of these are based or will be during like the colder season.
Like January or before then?
Well, before then. So Me Ship the Olive, which was that kind of like watery boat area you play. Yeah.
Well, go ahead and explain it for folks.
That's how else would you explain it? It's Popeye's boat that you can walk through and there's water stuff.
Features.
And,
It's like a breakaway from the park if you have little kids or want to escape.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That one's closed October 21st to December 4th.
Okay.
Then the next one is going to be a very short one. This is the Jurassic Park River Adventure. This one's closed January 6th to January 23rd, so less than a month, just a couple weeks. But then probably the biggest one that's going to be closed is Popeye and Bluto's Build Rat Barges, which is that water raft ride that's over there.
Oh, okay.
That one's closed from January 24th to March 15th. So
they're going to retheme it?
No, that's all just maintenance. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure they're like, well, during January is when these rides get the least amount of foot traffic, so that's the time to close it for paint jobs, whatever. Yeah. I have always said though that those rides over there in Islands of Adventure that are like Popeye or Dudley Do Right and that kind of stuff, like those could use a retheme. If we ever play the retire retheme game for Islands of Adventure, I know for sure which ones I'm retiring or retheming.
Maybe once Universal opens Epic Universe and more people are drawn away, they'll have more time to like do more at the parks.
That's fair. All right, jumping over to Hollywood Studios.
Ooh.
Rise of the Resistance.
Yes.
They were testing a single rider line for that. So do you want to explain a single rider line? It's pretty self-explanatory, but if someone doesn't know.
So single rider lines are there on some attractions to help fill space to get more people through and get the ride, like basically to be as efficient as possible. So if you're someone who does not care if they stay with the group or if you're there by yourself and you just want to get on the ride as quick as possible, you can choose a single rider line if it's available. And then you basically just get to like skip through the line and then you get plugged into filler seats.
Yeah, there's not many single rider lines at Disney. It's only a handful. I know Everest is one, Test Track, Rock and Roller Coaster, and Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run.
And you will always be
you'll always be an engineer.
If
you're a single rider at Smuggler's Run. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's why in the tease I said I have a bad feeling about this, other than the fact that that's a Star Wars quote.
Okay.
If you do the single rider line for Rise of the Resistance, you miss all the pre-show elements.
You're sure of this, or you're guessing this?
According to sources, you miss the pre-show elements. So that means you miss the ray projection room. Mm-hmm. You miss the transport vehicle.
Ooh.
You miss the stormtrooper room.
Oh.
Hey friends, this is editing Beau coming to you with some knowledge that recording Beau and Abby didn't have. So the way the single rider line works for Rise of the Resistance, you come in at the stormtrooper room. So you do still get that experience, but you miss the ray projection room and you miss the transport vehicle, which I still think are very important, and all my opinions still stand. But you will get to see the stormtrooper room, and you will still get the First Order giving you the business. Okay, thanks. Back to the show.
Regardless. That's a lot to miss.
Yeah.
That's like a lot to miss.
To me, that's like half the experience.
That's a big part of the story and what gets you like in the mind, the
immersion.
Headspace. Yeah.
Yes. The ray projection and the stormtrooper room, they're like two of my favorite parts of the whole ride.
Yeah. Can we tell the story about?
Please do.
Anxious? So the first time we rode it, I was wearing my Rex shirt from Toy Story that says, what is it?
I'm a nervous Rex.
I'm a nervous Rex. Hilarious. And I am someone that is usually quite anxious. And this experience, it's like it was a high adrenaline moment. And
you felt like there were these evil space Nazis.
Yeah, they're like yelling at you, like kindly yelling, playfully yelling at you, but yelling at you enough, and it's just like...
They're not being nice to you.
Yeah, and the first time you ride it, like, you walk this way and you go this way, and they take you... like, it's, like, very kind of disorienting. And one of the crew members, like, came up to me and, like, looked at me.
Assessed you.
And he, like, walks away and he goes... And he, like, turns to his team member and he's like... This one's real nervous or something. And I'm like, how did he know? Like, I'm trying to be cool. And then Beau's like, you're sure? I was like, oh, okay, it's all part of the fun. It's for fun. Yeah. This is fun. I forget.
I love Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
And speaking of ways in which you can go on rides, it's just a reminder that starting July 24th, Disney Genie Plus will officially become a Lightning Lane Multipass, and individual Lightning Lanes will become Lightning Lane Single Pass. It sounds like you do need to update your app
sure.
before you get there, so just look for that.
Is that Wednesday this week? The 24th? Yeah, today's the 20th. So
24th. So it's the day after this podcast comes out.
I'm very excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, I hope it goes well.
I do too. I hope everyone's happy. I hope it helps people be less stressed. I hope it helps the cast members. I just hope all good things.
And there's no confusions.
Nobody's confused. Everybody is on board. That the prices don't skyrocket. All good things.
Yeah, but if people want to check out the new Lightning Lane system, or Halloween Horror Nights, or Rise the Resistance, they should contact
Minnie Vacay, and we'll know more on July 25th. Don't contact us before July. Just kidding. Do that over.
Perfect. You crushed it.
Here on Big Thunder Podcast, we like to keep things as real and authentic as possible. And one hard truth is that for as amazing and magical as a trip to Disney or Universal can be, planning one can be a little intimidating and sometimes even frustrating. What are the best parks for my family? What are the best places to stay for my budget? Do I really need to wake up at 4 a.m. 2 months before my trip to book dinner reservations? It can definitely be a lot. But that's where Minnie Vacay can help you. We are certified Disney and Universal travel planners who specialize in taking the hard stuff off of your plate. We love waking up at 4 a.m. for Disney stuff. And not only are our services completely free to you, but when you book a vacation package with us, we'll send you a $25 gift card. Minnie Vacay is a part of Gateway to Magic Travel, an authorized Disney vacation planner and Disney earmarked agency. Check us out on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram to get the ball rolling on your next magical adventure, or you can also see all of our information at minnievacay.com.
If you were an X-Men fan,
I like X-Men.
What parks would you go to?
Islands of Adventure has X-Men stuff.
They're the only one.
It has a cafe.
They're the only one that has.
But really, what does it have? It has like cool artwork, like through like a little walk city. Mm-hmm. It's got a cafe that you can eat at. That's just
like a Marvel cafe, though.
That people rate very not highly.
Yes.
Dr. Doom, is he an X-Men?
He's not an X-Men. Okay. Well, listen. Islands of Adventure is the only place where you can find an X-Men themed ride because they have the Storm Force Accelatron based on Storm.
That's what it is.
Yes.
It's like a kid ride, right?
It's like a teacup kind of thing. Yes. It's also the only place you can meet X-Men characters, being Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, and Rogue.
All the time?
You can meet them at Islands of Adventure.
All the time?
According to the website.
Love it. Check your apps just in case.
But there is a gray area with one character because technically the Scarlet Witch fits in under the umbrella of X-Men.
Really?
And sometimes you can meet her over at Adventures Campus at DCA.
Disney California Adventure.
Yes. So we're starting with a warm-up game just so kind of the audience can gauge your interest in the X-Men films.
Super. Okay? Excellent.
Since the year 2000...
Yes.
There have been 13 X-Men adjacent films released. So that's X-Men, Wolverine, Deadpool, etc. All of those 13.
Wait, what? Deadpool is considered an X-Men?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Excellent.
That's
kicking off strong.
Okay. So, so for each one of those 13 that you can name, you will gain 1 bonus point to help you in the game of the week. That being said, I feel like this week's game is pretty easy. But you have to give me the actual name of the title. You cannot just say Wolverine 2. I need the actual movie. There are 13.
X-Men.
Correct.
Wolverine.
No.
Logan. X-Men 2.
No.
X-Men Apocalypse.
Yes. That's shocking.
Shut up.
You've never even seen that one.
I just made that up. I was just like, what's a word that would go with like all this? Just kidding. I knew that. I didn't make anything up. X-Men Time to X Again.
Nope. No, that one's not.
X-Men Mutant something? X-Men Mutant Turtles? No. X-Men University?
No.
X-Men... Ooh, Magneto... Magneto versus... Not Magneto guy. When they were young. Ooh, the guy that was a goat. What was his movie?
Are you talking about The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
No.
That's where he was a goat.
What? No, he was like a satyr.
Yeah, in The Lion... You're talking about James McAvoy, who played a satyr in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Wait, what are you talking about with a goat?
I thought it was like a horror movie. I thought he was like in a horror movie goat. I was like, what? Okay. I don't know.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
The guy, he was like a goat. He was like a goat man. He was like a man, but a goat.
And this is a horror movie?
I thought so. It felt scary. I mean, that's not saying a lot for me. Okay. It was dark. It was like a park or like a garden.
Okay.
It was the guy who was in X-Men. And he's like the newer X-Men.
Okay. You lost me.
Okay.
I wonder what your goat movie is.
Hold on. Can I... X-Men... No, that won't work.
Are you just putting an X-Men goat movie?
Goat Man movie. Oh, there's a movie called Goat Man. That's not it. What's the guy from X-Men that I could put in his IMDb? I'm trying not to cheat.
I know, but like who is...
What's the new X-Men movie with the guy?
Oh my God.
What's a newer X-Men movie where Magneto's young?
Okay, so Michael Fassbender plays Magneto. James McAvoy is...
James McAvoy. Let's look up him. James McAvoy.
He was a fawn in Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
Okay, and where is he a goat man?
It was scary. Ooh, X-Men First Class. I saw a spoiler.
Okay.
He was a goat man.
He was a fawn in Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Was
Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe scary?
I don't think so.
I thought there was like a horror movie where he was a goat. Maybe I am thinking that. Which, you know what? That's pretty on brand that I'd be afraid of that movie. Okay, moving on.
So you did scroll through some spoilers in that. Was
just X-Men First Class is all I saw.
Okay, so are there any others?
Well, apparently Daredevil.
No.
Nope. Deadpool. I meant Deadpool.
Okay.
X-Men Storm.
Nope.
X-Men Force.
No.
X-Men Genetic Code.
I think it's safe to say we've wrapped up. Okay.
I did really good, though.
Yes, you did get 4 bonus points. The ones you did not get were X2, which was also marketed as X2 X-Men United, but it's really just called X2. You missed X-Men The Last Stand, X-Men Days of Future Past, X-Men Origins Wolverine, which for some reason is your favorite X-Men movie.
I did like that one.
Generally considered the worst one. Not till Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix came out. Dark Phoenix is another one. The second Wolverine movie is called The Wolverine. You'd missed Deadpool 2. And then there was a newer one you missed called The New Mutants.
I told you there was one with mutants.
Yes.
I said X-Men Mutants. I feel like that should get
okay, so you got 4 bonus points to help you towards the next
4.5.
Why are you always trying to get half points?
I said mutant.
Okay.
So we're clear that I am strong in my X-Men knowledge.
You won't need it for this game. When it was first announced that Marvel, more specifically Disney, was going to be taking over the Deadpool franchise, a lot of people were nervous, apprehensive. They thought Disney would never release an R-rated film full of blood and swearing and drugs and then have that character on screen next to someone like Captain America. Mm-hmm. They were worried that they were going to get some kind of watered-down, sanitized Mickey Mouse version of Deadpool. Mm-hmm. Now, based on the trailers, I think it's safe to say that's not the case. We are getting the Deadpool that everybody wants.
So were the first Deadpool movies not Disney?
They were not.
Okay, so this is the first.
This is the first Disney Deadpool.
Okay.
But that kind of whole argument did kind of get me thinking. So today we're playing a game called CineMashup.
Okay.
I've taken the plot of 10 films that can be found on Disney Plus and tweaked them just a little to add everyone's favorite Merc with the Mouth, Deadpool.
Everyone's favorite what?
Merc with the Mouth. That's what they call him. Like a mercenary, but he talks a lot.
Okay.
Merc with the Mouth.
Okay.
That's what he's called. Like,
okay.
You know how like Superman's the Man of Steel? Mm-hmm. Deadpool's the Merc with the Mouth.
Okay.
It's up to you to determine which film Deadpool has been mashed into.
Okay.
You need 7 points to win the game. You already have 4. So once you get 3 of these right, you've won the game. Also, they're pretty easy. You're probably going to go 10 for 10. You ready?
Stop that, though. You build me up, and then I feel real bad
you
about
ready?
myself. Yes.
First possible Disney Deadpool film. A group of superpowered children are whisked away to the mutant paradise of Genosha with the hero of their bedtime stories, Deadpool. So which Disney film has been tweaked?
Superhero children whisked away to an island?
Yep. With the hero of their bedtime stories, Deadpool.
Oh, Peter Pan?
Correct.
Genosha. What's Genosha?
So Genosha is an island in the X-Men universe. Depending on when your story takes place, it's either a paradise or it's a slave colony for mutants. Second film. A blacksmith teams up with Deadpool to save his love, the governor's daughter, from Corsair and the Starjammers, a group of swashbuckling space buccaneers.
A blacksmith?
Yep.
And
Deadpool team up to save the blacksmith's love, the governor's daughter, from Corsair and the Starjammers, a group of swashbuckling space buccaneers.
The governor's daughter, blacksmith, governor's daughter, save it from space cowboys?
A buccaneer is not a cowboy.
What's a buccaneer?
If I tell you, it's really going to give it away.
Is it like Guardians?
A buccaneer is like a pirate.
Blacksmith's daughter?
A blacksmith teams up with Deadpool.
Is it Pirates of the Caribbean?
Curse of the Black Pearl, yes.
Oh! Is Orlando Bloom a blacksmith?
Yes. He makes the swords. It's a good movie. Third film. Deadpool, now a professor at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, is tasked with teaching the troublemaking children of Magneto, Mystique, Apocalypse, and Mr. Sinister after Professor X's son allows them to attend the school.
That's really vague. Say it again.
Deadpool, now a professor at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, is tasked with teaching the troublemaking children of X-Men villains now that Xavier's son has allowed them to attend the school. Correct.
Okay. It's really hard at first. Like,
yeah.
It's easy for you because you know and you made it up. But it is really hard because it's like really generic.
Fourth film.
Okay.
Also, you've got 3, so you've won the game.
But I haven't really won. I fake won.
Okay. When his father unexpectedly dies, Kidpool finds himself at the mercy of his cruel stepmother and his scheming stepsisters. Never one to give up hope, Kidpool's fortunes begin to change after meeting a fairy godmother who is an adult Deadpool from an alternate timeline.
Cinderella. That would be a wild movie.
Honestly, I would watch all of these.
Okay.
These would all be great. Fourth Disney Deadpool film. Deadpool and his newfound friends, Spider-Man, Rocket Raccoon, and the Hulk, trek across America to find success in Hollywood, but a frog legs merchant is after Deadpool. This one will be tough for you.
Trek across America.
Deadpool and his new friends trek across America to find success in Hollywood, but are being pursued by a frog legs merchant. That's after Deadpool.
Is it a frog's leg merchant in the movie?
Yes.
Oh my god, I don't know.
So that is the plot of the Muppet movie.
Oh.
So it's Kermit traveling across America to get to Hollywood to become, get his fame and fortune. He meets all the Muppets along the way. Meanwhile, they're being pursued by a man that wants to make Kermit the face of his frog leg restaurant company thing.
Wow. Okay.
Number 6. Mm-hmm. Sixth possible Disney Deadpool movie. Deadpool employs music and adventure to help Franklin and Valeria Richards become closer to their father, Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four.
One more time.
Deadpool employs music and adventure to help Franklin and Valeria Richards become closer to their father, Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four.
My first gut was Mary Poppins.
Okay. Because it's someone employing music and adventure to help two children become closer to their father. Is it Mary Poppins? Mary Poppins is correct.
The employ music and adventure got me a little bit.
That's what's on the plot summary from IMDb.
That's okay.
Number 7. Deadpool races to find the legendary Templar treasure before a team of mercenaries and steal the Declaration of Mutant Independence.
Oh my god. The movie.
Yeah.
But what is it called? It's Nicolas Cage?
Yes.
And it's is it called The Declaration?
It is not.
No. It's I can't think of what it's called. Is it Treasure something?
It is not Treasure something.
And it's not just the Declaration of Independence?
It is not. It is
Hunt?
It is something treasure.
It is something treasure?
Yeah.
Is it? It's not hunting treasure?
It is
treasure?
not. I'm sorry.
What is it?
National treasure.
National treasure.
National treasure.
I do quite like that movie. It's entertaining to have on.
Entertaining. All right, 3 more. Deadpool, Goose the Flurkin, and Pizza Dog from Hawkeye embark on a long trek through the rugged wilderness of the Sierra Nevada mountains in a quest to reach home.
Homeward Bound?
I will take that. Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. Correct.
Who says The Incredible Journey?
So it's actually a remake of a movie called The Incredible Journey.
Oh, well.
9th Deadpool Disney movie. Deadpool, Lady Deadpool, Kidpool, and Dogpool must survive being shipwrecked on a deserted island.
Is it the Swiss Family Robinson?
Correct. Swiss Family Robinson.
I had to think about what the treehouse was named. I couldn't. Yeah.
All right, here's our last one. As you've clearly won the game, but we'll finish up the game strong.
Okay.
Number 10. Ridiculed because of his physical deformity, a young Deadpool is assisted by Mickey Mouse to achieve his full potential. In this scenario, it is Mickey Mouse, but maybe in the original film, it was not Mickey Mouse.
Is it Hunchback?
No.
Okay, say it one more time.
Ridiculed because of his physical deformity, a young Deadpool is assisted by Mickey Mouse to achieve his full potential. I mean, you already guessed.
Is it Nemo?
It is not.
Okay, what is it?
Think of it as if that physical deformity was big ears.
Dumbo?
Yes. And he is assisted by Timothy Q. Mouse.
Oh.
To achieve his full potential.
I don't know because I've never seen the whole movie because it is too sad.
It is.
And I've never made
sad.
it. I've never made it past when Mama gets taken.
Yeah, it is a rough part.
What a nightmare.
So, you needed 7 out of 10 to win. You got 11 out of 10. Hooray! Congratulations. You've won today's game, the first ever CineMashup. Hey, if you're having a good time with us, make sure you check out the Big Thunder Pod on Instagram and subscribe on YouTube. Do you mind if I give you sort of a brief rundown on why it's taken so long for the X-Men to get into the MCU, the Marvel Universe?
Sure.
Okay. So in the 90s, Marvel Comics, this is before they had been bought by Disney, they were going bankrupt. They were famously selling filing cabinets to stay afloat.
Wow. Who was in charge of that at the time?
I don't know. It's a whole thing. I don't want to get too deep into it, but they were on tough times.
Would it be Stan Lee?
No, he would. Stan Lee was very much just like a figurehead at some point.
Okay.
But yeah, rough times in the 90s. But one way they were able to make money was to kind of license out the rights to their characters to various film companies. Mm-hmm. So Sony got Marvel, Fox got Daredevil and the Fantastic Four and X-Men. I think Universal might got maybe like the Hulk and maybe Namor. He was in the new Black Panther movie. It's not important. But anyways, these were at the time Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, X-Men. These are Marvel's best characters. They were their most popular characters. Mm-hmm. So if Marvel wanted to make a movie on their own, they would have to use their B team, which is characters like Iron Man or Thor or Captain America. So
weird. Isn't that wild?
It's wild. So Marvel Studios forms in the early 2000s, and it's a huge gamble for them. Like, they are putting it on the line. Everything
basically
on the line.
Like, this is it. This is all we have.
Yeah,
if this doesn't work, we're done. Yes.
So they make Iron Man and Incredible Hulk, which are essentially independent films.
Wow.
Yeah. Huge gamble for them. Like, if Iron Man failed, there would be no Marvel anymore. Shortly after that, Disney bought Marvel. So that's in 2009. So that's right after those first two movies come out.
When did Iron Man come out?
2008.
And when did Hulk come out?
Also 2008.
So they basically were like both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every film basically after that is a Disney film. There are still like some lingering things with like Paramount and whatnot, but like after it went in 2009, Disney buys Marvel. And then since then, those B team characters are now billion-dollar properties.
They're the A team.
Yeah, largely because of the films.
Yeah. Thank you, Tony Stark. Thank you, Robert Downey Jr.
But because of like the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, those rights are owned by Fox. Mm-hmm. They can't be in the Disney movies. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or at the parks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then you fast forward to 2019, Disney acquires Fox, and now the X-Men and the Fantastic Four can be integrated into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And then what about Sony with Spider-Man?
So they work on like a kind of like an agreement. So basically, like, Sony allows Disney to use Spider-Man. Okay. And it's kind of complicated with like profit sharing and who gets how much money from what, but yeah, that's there's a deal that Sony and
but Spider-Man is also at Universal Parks.
Yes, but he's not East Coast Disney stuff. He's not at Disney World.
Yeah, but he's at Disney California.
Yes,
because of the rule.
Yes.
Do you think that rule will go away soon? Or no?
No, the only way. So basically, what you're referring to is the
Mississippi, right? Yeah.
So basically, what it is because Islands of Adventure was made before Disney owned Marvel, and they have their Marvel Superhero Island where that has all the Marvel rides and Marvel restaurants and various characters that pop up. Any characters or rides that are there at Islands of Adventure, they cannot appear anywhere in Disney World or anywhere east of the Mississippi. So those characters, that's why they're able to use Spider-Man over in California, as because it's west of the Mississippi. That's why the only Marvel characters you'll find in Walt Disney World are like the Guardians of the Galaxy. Because those were like C team. That was the C list, Guardians of the Galaxy.
That always just like blows my mind about Chris Pratt then. Like, imagine being Chris Pratt and like you can go to Universal and be represented through Jurassic Park. You could go to Disney, be represented at Guardians. Anywho's, that's a fun little history lesson.
All right, so next week we're going to be covering probably Comic-Con news. I would imagine that'll be in the roundup. We're going to have a Harry Potter themed game, and we'll have our thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine.
And we can like talk about the new Lightning Lane.
See how that's going? Yeah. Big episode next week. Okay. You want to send us home?
Sure. If you're enjoying the show, please go to your podcast player of choice and click on follow and then turn on automatic downloads.
Not only will this help the podcast, but it will guarantee that you have the best listening experience possible.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave a 5-star review and we might read it on the show if we ever get reviews.
But really the best thing you can do to help the show grow is just to tell a friend, and preferably one that loves Disney and Universal and stupid games.
Yeah. And if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment. Beau really wants to talk to people in the comments.
I love the connection.
Thanks for coming. We'll see you next week.
Enjoy the ride.